Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice, and we're about to, it seems, cross-examine Rafa, which is going to be very difficult because she's already in a very sensitive and horrible situation after seeing, or doing the divination seance to do with her father and all this stuff too. It's a very difficult situation. So on the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda. This is a really interesting location here. Around 2:30 p.m., I saw my father heading for Amara's tomb. Do we have any evidence that relates to 2:30 p.m. because they're emphasizing this, right? Or maybe they could be emphasizing it for later as well, but we should probably check that out just in case. Then about 2:45, oh yeah, they're just giving us the times on purpose. I saw Barbed Head and company enter the courtyard, so we entered in at 2:45. Okay. I saw no one go in or out of the tomb after my father entered at about 2:30. So they're emphasizing this for sure. Between the hours of 2:30, no one going in or out of the tomb after my father. So between the hours of 2:30 and 2:45, she saw nobody else, I guess? Is that what she's saying? And that was the end of the testimony. Okay. That's what it seems to be. Okay. Look at our beautiful man. Your second floor veranda? It's the thing with the beautiful flowers, right? She must be talking about that house facing India's private residence. I don't know if we have any other evidence we could check it out, see if we have any other evidence to do with the timing of stuff. So that's the location which you saw your father at about 2:30? Yes, and shortly after that, you people arrived at the royal residence. Because it's going to be important that, we're specifically talking about the idea that there was nobody seen from 2:30 to 2:45, right? They're emphasizing that for sure. So after the minister entered Amara's tomb at around 2:30, no one went in around. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look, they're really hammering this home 100%. No one went in or out there until the murder was discovered. This is Zion again, man. So crazy. The tomb was closed to outsiders, so no one could have snuck in before the murder. That rules out any possibility of a third party lying in wait to slay my poor husband. Or so she'd like us to believe. So again, they are emphasizing this like crazy. Already they were talking about it in her testimony. They wanted to highlight this for sure and make sure it was all about the timing, right? Then the judge says it, and then Garan says it. The game doesn't do this by accident. They're trying to emphasize that they're saying nobody was there between 2:30 and 2:45. So if we can say somebody was or try to prove somebody was, that'd be good. Now hear me, you useless lawyer. Cease the charade and bow before me. For I, Queen Garan, shall finally have your head. Forgive me, your eminence, but first let us allow the defense to question the witness. I love that he's pushing back a little bit on this as well because it's constant death threats. I know again, it's one of those situations where we kind of expected a barrage of this type of stuff from Garan. But from Apollo's perspective, this can't be easy to run a trial and be threatened every 2 seconds. You know what I mean? It can't be easy. It's horrible. Here we go. So I guess what we could do, first I want to maybe check if we have any evidence to do with timing. So this is the death at 3 p.m. Bloodstain. Medicine. This didn't have Disadoni explanations, the photo. This is taken about 2 p.m., so this is before that as well. So that was an hour before he even left the room. Okay. Around 2 p.m., he ran and stole the Nana's hat. So we have 2 p.m. Does that help us in any way, shape, or form? The only time we have is 2 p.m. So that maybe not is what we're looking for. We can press stuff 100%. On the day of the murder, I was gazing upon the courtyard from my second floor veranda. I don't think we need to press this idea because I don't think she'd lie about gazing from her second floor. And again, I'm not saying she's going to lie, but it's one of those situations where you have to find inconsistencies, right? So it's not exactly lying. I know technically it can be lying sometimes, but I don't want to call Rafa a liar. I'm just so used to saying are they lying about this? I don't want to call Rafa a liar. But we can press I'm going to press the timing statements for sure, this one for sure.
Hold it!
Did your father seem different or troubled in any way? Let me think. Oh, there was one unusual thing. Oh, please, let us know. There was? Yes, a shriek emanated from within my father's quarters? After which I witnessed him bolt outside, his countenance drained of his usual color. A shriek. He screamed and he was looking pale? That's very strange. What do you suppose happened? I know not. Perhaps he had a bad dream. Maybe it was a nightmare about being raked over the coals by the queen. He's not the type to just scream like that. I know he's not. I'm not saying he's strong, but like he's the type of character who like will always pretend to be tough and pretend to be at least pretend to be really tough. And he's like very like aggressive and in your face about stuff. But then usually sometimes people like that are the ones who get scared the most. So like something must have really startled him. But you know what I mean? It's not too surprising because again, people who act really tough and who are really like evil sometimes are the biggest cowards when you like corner them. You know what I mean? It seems our young lawyer here wishes to hasten his journey to the Twilight Realm. This design is still, I can't get over this. Every time I see it. Sorry, that was rude of me. There's offense, so the joke she was saying there, we were saying, by the way, being raked over the coals. I didn't see this as a joke because like the way she acts, it's like she's raking us over the coals. You know what I mean? Does the defense believe the witness' last statement to be important? I believe it is. I would like to the witness add to her testimony. Sure, let's go. So maybe we can present something. But we have nothing. My father let out a scream and came dashing out of his room, his face pale. Like I don't know what I could. We can't. I don't think we have anything to present on this, right? Because I even looked into we need something that would be like that would scare him, and there's nothing here that like would scare him. A file containing a ton of info on assassination, but that's his assassination. Oh, we forgot to check this for the timing. No, there's no timing. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. Like there's nothing here that would indicate him being afraid of something or scared of something. Unless you could say he was scared of the channeling technique, but that was in a different area. What did he remember? They said that in the previous trial. To look at the full picture. Let's press some other stuff. Then at about 2:45 p.m., I saw the barbed head and company enter the courtyard. Hold it! Let's talk about this. 2:45, yes, I believe that's around when we arrived. Wait, am I getting the timing wrong with this already? Sorry. I think this. Sorry, I said 3. Why did I say 3? It was 2 and. Wait, so. Why was this? Was I saying 3 in my head for some reason? Did I say 3? Am I getting mixed up? So I think sometimes, guys, my mind goes blank sometimes. It's 2:30 and 2:45. Did I say 3? I have a feeling I said 3 p.m. or something. So it's 2:30, so this is closer to 2 p.m. in my mind. Well, I don't know why I went to 3 p.m. I guess that happens sometimes, your mind just gets boggled. So 2:30 you head to Mara's tomb, and then 2:45 we arrived. But no one came in between 2:30 and 2:45. Yeah, I don't... Guys, that's so weird. I know like this happens to everybody. You know when you have like a moment where you're like, your brain kind of feels like it's switched off for a bit? But for some reason I thought of 3 p.m. in my head. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, I was taken back as we don't normally see commoners in the palace courtyard. Even more shocking was that Dirk, a wanted man, was with you. That would be very shocking. Yeah, I suppose so. I thought the villainous leader of the Defiant Dragons was here with his minions. Because it was, you know, time for a revolution. Look at her eyes here as well when she said this. I think you've been watching too much of a TV show. I mean, there is a revolution happening. I've already banned its broadcast for containing content unsuitable for our kingdom. Oh, that is the sign of a authoritarian government banning media to make yourself in control over everything, because you don't want any influence whatsoever. It's the burning of books here, you know? Besides, the actress playing Rafa looked nothing like her. I can't have my subjects feeling so disappointed when they see the real Rafa. You evil, 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 evil monster. You're dirt. You're just nothing but dirt. No, Rafa, don't. Why are you so ashamed? Rafa, do not worry about her whatsoever. Do not worry about her whatsoever. Any mother who judges her daughter like that is dirt. Dirt. Once I'm all grown up, I should be just as full-figured as... Rafa, you don't even have to think about that. You don't have to think about that. Your mother should not be judging your looks. It doesn't matter if you're 14, 18, 25, 30, 40. It doesn't matter what age you are. But especially at 14. You don't have to think about that whatsoever. This is the sign of a toxic mother. This is the sign of a mother who is... as I said, like, I know YouTube picks up on those words. Like they are, like, insert word, abusive. Like they are. I know it's horrible that we have to say something because sometimes they do pick up on that. They are like that. They are 100% that. It is horrific to treat your daughter like this. It gives her a complex. She's thinking now she has to grow up to be something gorgeous or pretty in her own mind, not just be who she wants to be, because her mother's put so much pressure on her. You see this all the times. Like there's like YouTube shorts and like stuff like that of like people who play that type of mother. And it's not just mothers, like fathers do this too. I want to make it clear, but like there's like that thing, you know, the whole idea of like the sly, subtle insults that then they can afterwards be like, oh, I'm just, honey, why are you so angry? You know. She's placing all her hopes on one final growth spurt. Phoenix, I don't give a freaking damn. It doesn't matter. She shouldn't even be thinking about this whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form. The pressure that's put on her is absolute bullcrap. For her sake, I hope it's in her DNA. It does not matter whatsoever. She doesn't even have to freaking think about this. She doesn't even have to think about this whatsoever. Whatsoever. I suppose you could always hope for a miracle. Garan, I'm going to literally... You were dirt. You were dirt. You were... This is dirt. This is so dirt. That's your daughter. That is your 14-year-old daughter. You absolute evil piece of dirt. Evil. Rafa, do not worry about what these guys say. I shall double my milk intake and grow big. Oh, Rafa, she's gonna drink more milk to grow up big and strong. Rafa, the thing is, you're 14. Like, you've years ahead of you to be who you want to be. Don't grow up to just to prove your mother wrong and be pretty in your eyes to prove your mother wrong. Like, who cares about your mother? Your mother's so ugly on the inside, there's no way you can even look at her on the outside anymore. Don't worry about this. And again, it's not about comparing appearances, but I'm just saying, like, this idea that, like, you know, judging Rafa for this, again, and as I said, at any age, it's horrible for any parent to do this, for anyone to do this. It doesn't matter if it's a parent or not, but for a parent to do it, it's absolutely horrible. Dirt. Rafa, do not worry. I will get her behind bars soon. There, your benevolence. I think you are fine, just the way you... Why is the judge the most mature person in the freaking room? Let me ask that you continue with you. Why is the judge the most mature person here? Jesus Christ. I wish I could grow up faster. You do not wish your life away. Do not wish your life away, because we're about to get your childhood back for you, right? We can't get the years beforehand, but we're going to get the future for you 100% because your mother's going to prison. Asana going out. Well, actually, I say her mother's going to prison, but like she's not the one on trial. I guess I just got carried away. But here's the thing: if we can prove that like there was like a conspiracy for Amara, she would go to prison, right? So technically, she would. Yeah, she would. She would about the Amara stuff. But I will try to get her behind bars, 110%. It doesn't make sense. If we can prove that it was her that actually helped with the conspiracy to kidnap Amara and all this stuff too, that would be considered a crime, right? But then again, she's the queen. Yeah. I got carried away 100%. I saw no going in and out of the tomb after my father entered at 2:30 p.m. We can definitely like press this as well. I'm so proud of the judge for being like, because that's all you need to say. It's something so simple. You don't need to be invasive. It's a 14-year-old girl. You don't need to say something too harsh or too strong. It's just say, hey, you're fine who you are. Don't worry about it. Okay? The judge being the kindest person here is crazy. Hold it. Never thought I'd say that in an Ace Attorney game. I want to be clear as well. I know Apollo and Phoenix, like, were trying to be, like, awful or anything. I understand that as well. But it's clear they don't know what to say in these situations either. You know what I mean? And I know, like, that's part of their personalities that can be awkward sometimes. The judge said the right thing. The judge said the best thing in this situation, by far, by a mile. It is possible you missed seeing someone pass through. My blood's boiling. My veranda has a commanding view of the entire grounds, and I saw no one else. But that doesn't seem right somehow. What timing did she say she was on the veranda for? Did she say the exact time she was on the veranda? So we can't go even further than that. Because if we could say that, like, maybe she saw Albie, right? If Albie was running through there at the time. Do not underestimate my daughter. She may be lacking elsewhere, but her eyes are... Grant, I'm literally just going to ask... Judge, I will... Guys, my blood is boiling. Like, this woman is horrible. You are horrific. Do not even talk about your daughter ever again. Lacking el... Rafa, do not worry about this whatsoever. She is dirt. She should not be talking about you in any way. Talk about a mother I'd never wish on my worst enemy. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Apollo knows this is wrong. I want to make that clear. Apollo knows this is wrong. I just think the judge said the most right thing out of everybody, 100%. She needs Nana now to remember. Phoenix, I don't think you know you become her Nana. You're Nana now. My father let out a scream and ran outside all pale-faced. That sounds pretty serious. What do you suppose happened in his private quarters? So no real... I guess we can press the first statement too? Because maybe we can get an idea of the time of when she started or something, right? You say you'd been watching the courtyard until we arrived, correct? That seems like an awfully long time. There's much that weighs on my mind. I know there's so much stuff happening, Rafa. There's 100%. I see, she really does sound troubled. I don't think she's ever fully recovered from the previous trial. Like, this... She has gone through so much. She has gone through so much. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you must determine. Things like how to keep people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm even up to the task. The thing is, like, can I say as well, like, Rafa being... It's not easy being a princess. 110%. The pressure on her is crazy. She's lost her whole life because of it. Well, the first part of her life. I heard she can still live a life after this. The thing is with Rafa is that I said this before, her already being introspective and thinking that she might not be fit to rule is already a better fit for ruling. I always think this 100%. It's like, and people think it's a trope, but it's like the person who says they think they wouldn't be fit to rule sometimes has more qualifications already to rule than the people that want to rule. You know what I mean? Your benevolence? I'd be happy to lend an ear if you ever like to talk. Exact. There we go. That's what you want to say. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. I never want to denounce Apollo and Phoenix just for like saying one singular comment, like out of context and just like in a passing way. It's just the judge was the one who said the most right thing there, and this is the type of stuff you should say. And it's 100% okay to say this, 110%. Look at her face. What would you know of my woes? Do not presume you exceed your station in life. Jeez, teenagers. The thing is, like, just because she's softened up a little bit doesn't mean she's not going to keep trying to keep that exterior that's protected her for so long, you know? Your benevolence, what did you witness from the veranda? Well, wait, so we pressed everything. So I think it actually might be a situation where we have to, like, is this the new statement? There's not, but I have no idea. I have no idea what we could present on this. This is the newest statement, right? The newest statement we got? Like, there's nothing that could say that he was screaming. In Albie's statement, he said so at 2 p.m., Dad slept out by the bizarre moment, got yelled at by a dog in the warbad, and then threw a firecracker. The shocked look on Albie's face had Dats in stitches, and the police came along and detained the rebel. The noise spooked Shadow, who ran off when... Oh... Do you think it could be one of the... firecrackers? Do you think so? We could try it.
Objection!
No, it's not. Okay. I thought maybe like it was the firecrackers that scared him or something. I thought nothing of the sort. Sorry, Paul, but I have to agree with her. No, you're 100% correct. I was just trying something. It would seem that the only thing that could be considered odd is a defensive statement. Yeah, I was just trying something just great. Now the judge thinks I'm even odder than before. Can we go through the entire statement again and see if we get a hint from Phoenix? Her father let her scream. Yes, this is what they're talking about, right? That sounds pretty serious. What do you suppose happened in his private quarters? But, so it is this statement, but I don't know what to present on it at all. Like, process of elimination almost eliminates everything for me. Like, look, eliminate. We tried this. We could say that maybe he saw a channeling, but like that was at 2 p.m. That's not that. It's not that. Not that. Not that. His back pain? But that wouldn't make him run. Not, yeah, there's nothing here. But they're emphasizing this statement like the most about the scream. We pressed every statement, didn't we? We pressed this. We pressed this. What do we have to do then? Because because they're 100% emphasizing this. 100%. Was there something in the third section? There's this, but like he didn't have this. If it's a situation where I have to look it up, you guys know I have no problem saying I will look up what we have to do. Maybe. I'm not opposed to that, as you guys know. I know, like, and you guys don't have an issue with that if I'm just stumped completely and I don't know what to do. Because I think we've done it once before in the series, but I don't like doing it all the time. We will do it sometimes, 100%. And if I ever do it, I always let you guys know, 100%. I don't have that pride in me that like I need to like, you know, I need to pretend I figure it out for myself. You know, what's the meme? Cut away, come back and be like. Because here's the thing, I think the majority of times when like that, because that happens to me too. Like sometimes you'll stop talking, you cut away, and you come back and you go, oh, that's true, right? That's sort of the flow of the video. But then like I feel like there's always like a little bit like a thing in people's heads sometimes where like, because I've seen the memes online where people are like about other creators where they're like, are you sure you didn't just like check your phone? But for me, every playthrough I've ever done, I've always said the same thing. Whether it was Frambo, I remember when I looked up something for Frambo, whether it's this game as well, rest assured I will always be like, guys, I looked it up. I don't need to like bullcrap you with that. I might look it up if I don't know what to do here, because I don't want to lose lives so early, because this is only the start of the trial and this is the last trial, so it's going to be pretty heavy. Yeah, I think I'll look up this one. I think I will look up this one. Okay, so it's actually something that I think we've done before, and I should remember this, but I don't think we've done it in this playthrough. But you can press a statement twice, and I should remember that for future. That's my bad. You can press a statement twice. There we go. I did, in fact, look it up. As we said, I'd rather say it to you guys than not. And why do you think he screamed? Was he surprised by someone who didn't belong there? Did anyone else come out? I didn't see anyone else. Just my father. See, it makes sense now that you would press it twice, but I forgot you can press statements twice sometimes. That last statement was seriously lacking in conviction. So the statement he's saying lacking conviction, I didn't see anyone else, it was just my so she did see someone else, it seems. Should I press her on this? Be nice and leave it be. Press softly. Press harsh. Press softly, I guess, maybe? Your benevolence. Yes? This incident was a real shock to us all. It must have been really terrible for you, but I want to let you know that I know how you feel. Please stop. You presume too much. It's times like these that you need something to take your mind off things. How about we all go on a picnic? Oh my god, Apollo, a picnic. I would love that, but I don't. Maybe that was the right thing, the wrong thing to do. I need no sympathy from you. Go on your little picnic alone, Vornhead. Again, she has that exterior up, but that's a crazy comeback. Go on that picnic alone. Well, that didn't go well. Apollo, you have to take more You have to take more of an aggressive approach with people like her, so it's more aggressive. Yeah, he's probably right. Now, back to my testimony. So I guess we have to press and be more aggressive is what he's saying. I wanted to, like, make sure that, like, she was feeling okay, but it's clear that, like, because she has such a hard exterior and she has such a big emotional defensive barrier over herself, it's very clear that, like, Phoenix is right in saying that, like, we kind of need to be a bit more pushy. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but, like, you know, it's clear her defenses are her defenses are up. We're all 100%. So we can skip to the choice again, right? It's tough. We have to press. Oh, I hate it. Your benevolence. Let's have some details. The more, the better. Details, you say? Yes. For example, are you sure you didn't see anyone in the royal residence before 2:30 p.m.? Oh, the slamming of the table. I hate it, but I understand why they're doing it. Is that a yes or no? In the long run, it's going to benefit everyone. You know what I mean? Foreign devil. I've been gazing upon the courtyard since about 2 yesterday. Yet I saw none other than my father. There we go. Albie was there. Albie was there with the Didn't he say he got like he went into a crack in the wall, right? Oh, if only I had stopped him then. Again, this is so, because you even hear her say, like, this term, which is horrible, the foreign devil thing, and, you know, all this stuff as well. It is all that hard exterior. She's trying so hard to keep that up so she doesn't have to ever, like, let it drop down in front of us. She doesn't want us to see an aspect of herself that she doesn't want us to see. She legitimately, like, truly hates the idea of letting anyone in, because I think it's just because her belief system has been protected by this outward anger towards anyone who goes against Karain for so long, that dropping that so instantly, even when she's questioning all this stuff, is quite difficult. It is. I think you've struck a nerve, or rather an obliterated one. Yeah, it was very harsh, but again, I think it's one of those situations where, like, while it feels terrible, I wonder if it's something that, like, in the long run, we're going to be glad we did. I know it's a horrible thing to say, you know, but, like, it's like, this proving Dirk is innocent, I think will benefit Rafa in future as well, because there'll be less of a control of Garan on this world as well, honestly. Maybe I pressed a little too hard. We did slam the table twice, right? We did. And it almost, like, I think, made her react very negatively, of course, to Apollo, because, again, she was on the defensive. Of course you would be. Still, that last statement seemed a little off somehow. So you didn't see anyone except your father in the courtyard after 2 p.m., huh? Please add that to your testimony, your benevolence. So there we go. Okay, so I think we can present this stuff with Albie, because Albie made a statement that he was there, right? Albie made a statement that he was there in the courtyard. Yeah, caught up in the courtyard. Objection! Yeah, there we go. It was a roundabout way to get there, but we got there. Your benevolence. You're covering for someone, aren't you? Huh? Oh my god, she's getting frustrated again. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, Rafa, but you're not gonna like this. Well, the thing is, I have a statement here that you might find interesting. It's from a witness who claims that around 2 p.m. his dog got loose and ran into the palace courtyard. That's when little fellow stole his hat from someone. So we're saying that Nana was there in the courtyard and that's who she's covering for. So she actually does know that Nana was up to something, or she looked like she was up to something. That's Nana's. I mean, nothing, never mind. Oh, she's protecting Nana, who's practically been her mother, right? Who's practically been her mother for years. I hate you. You fool. You fool of a daughter, she says. You disgust me in every single way. It seems the princess made a blunder. She did. And again, I wish we could handle this more gently, but obviously this is like a life or death situation, you know what I mean? So let me get this straight. This Nana's hat, which means she had to have been in the royal residence around 2. If so, then you had to have seen Nana sometime around 2 p.m. yesterday. Oh. No, yeah. Oh, this music playing as well. Your benevolence, tell us what you really saw. Every moment of Rafa breaks my heart. It is as you say, Hornhead. I saw Nana. And I saw that dingbat Dodd steal her hat from her in front of my father's residence. I knew it. Why didn't you say so in the first place? So Nana looked like she was up to something, right? That's what probably happened. Because, my mother told... Oh, it's not that she was looking shady. It's that her mother said, don't mention Nana. That is... Judge, that's really bad. That's at least in our court system would be hiding evidence, right? What? Or threatening the witness? Would you care to explain your evidence? I requested she would hold said information for it is no relevance to this case. It is now relevant to this case. It is now relevant to this case. If we said there's someone else in the courtyard at that time before Igna, that means there was someone who had access to the tomb before that time.
Objection!
Yes, please object. You don't get to this. Such insolence is crazy. If you disagree, then prove that it is relevant to the case at hand. Oh, I will. Your benevolence, please tell us everything you witnessed when you saw Nana. Alright. And this is so sad because it's very clear she wants to say a lot more, but she can't. Because there's so much that she's been she's been made not to say, you know? When I saw that dingbat dog attack Nana, that shadow, I ran to help. I raced from my second floor veranda down into the courtyard. By the way, Rafa cares so much about Nana, and she was like, I'm gonna freaking I'm helping her out in this situation. Because again, it's one of those situations where she may seem like she's a very pampered princess, but when it comes to this stuff with her love for Nana and stuff, for example, she jumps head first, you know? Wait, that means that while you were coming down, you took your eyes off the courtyard. That's actually, that's a great point. That's such a great point. So someone else could. So I was thinking that maybe it's because Nana had access to the place, but now it means that someone else could have had access at that point. Yes, but only for a moment. If I know anything about Ace Attorney and trials and all this stuff, Rafa, it only takes a moment. It only takes a minute, girl, to become a suspect of a crime. This is a crucial testimony. What's that song? Who sings that song? It only takes a minute, girl. Only takes a minute, girl, to fall in love. What's that song? If you took your eyes off the courtyard, it means somebody else could have entered the tomb without you ever knowing. Yeah, that's true. It is true. Huh? Your benevolence. Are you sure no one else was there? Oh, yes. She's hiding something again. Again, it's so bad because not only has she been berated by her mother, she's been forced into secrecy and silenced by her mother too. What about Nana? Were you able to help her? When I got down to the courtyard, Nana was gone already? So she was in a rush or something happened. Because how does that work? Gone? Yes, and I never saw her again after that. Any idea what happened? Oh. Oh no. Rafa. That dingbat dog was the gobbled her up. Oh. Have you seen the size of Shadow? He's so small, Rafa. Rafa, that's the cutest thing you've ever said in your life. That's adorable. I seriously doubt that. But how could Nana simply disappear while Rafa wasn't looking? I'm sorry, but Rafa genuinely thinking that Nana got eaten by Shadow is for some reason so adorable. It's so adorable. Rafa must know something. Oh, I love this music, right? The only question is what? Why Shadow was in the courtyard? No, she doesn't need to know that. Why? Where Nana disappeared to? Why Nana disappeared? Here's the thing, it's one of these two, but I don't think she knows why she disappeared. Because I feel like Rafa would... How do I say it? Like, I feel like that's not information that she would be privy to, right? If they're making her withhold information about other stuff, she wouldn't be privy to why. I think where would make more sense if she saw her at one point, but then she was gone. And I think actually maybe now I'm thinking about it, the whole dingbat dog must have gobbled her up is actually even funnier because she's trying to use that as an excuse, I think. I think she's trying, like my dog ate my homework. He must have eaten her, which now it's even more adorable. I think it's where. Do you have any idea where Nana disappeared to? What do you mean? She's already shaken. Well, during the time you took your eyes off the courtyard, someone could have headed into the tomb. And it just so happens that Nana disappeared right at that moment. No. Wait, you think Nana had something to do with the murder? I mean, that's what I was thinking. I think she had, I was thinking she had access to the tomb at the very least, I don't think we can rule it out. It sounds like something had kept Nana occupied since early morning. Plus, she was seen right before the murder and seemed to vanish into thin air. You're right. And since she's Rafa's attendant, she could come and go as she pleased within the palace grounds. Very true as well. She had easy access, and no one's going to question Rafa's attendant wandering around the palace. You know what I mean? No one's going to question it. They're just going to think, oh, she's doing something for Rafa. Could Rafa's attendant really be the killer? I don't know if that's we can jump to that conclusion yet, but what we have here is an opening. And I always say that, even though I'm not jumping to any conclusion, having an opening is a really important thing, I feel like. But that would mean, first my father, now Nana. Again, it's hitting her the idea that if Nana could actually be the killer, right? Her whole world is crumbling around her. The people she thought were amazing. These were the people I trusted most. Exactly. How could this be? That has to be so painful. Objection? Do not heed their lies. Lawyers are a foul breed, quick to claim the third party is to blame for a crime. Garan, that is the basics of us being a lawyer. It's not to claim someone is to blame already. It's to offer the option that they could be. And then you, as the prosecutor, prove that wrong. And then that helps everything out. That's what it should be. The whole point of that is we say something. I think this person did it. You give evidence as to why they didn't do it. Then we can push back on the evidence. Then in the middle, we find out where the truth lies. This is actually a good thing that we're bringing up another option. It's a good thing. Good thing. Good thing. Nana did not enter the tomb, that much is certain. How are you sure about that? Yeah, how can you be so sure? When Nana's hat was stolen, that crazed curse spilled an urn full of water upon my husband's doorstep. Isn't that right, Rafa? Yes, it is. While the dingbat dog was tugging on Nana's hat, it tipped over the urn. The bottoms of her shoes would have been soaked in water. And if she had truly headed to the tomb with wet shoes, she would have left shoe prints along the way. That is a good point, especially muddy shoe prints. I can actually get behind this. It's not like I'm yeah, so true, you're so right. But muddy shoe prints would leave some sort of a track, 100%, at least for a bit, over the bridge at the very least. But the only shoe prints found to belong to my husband, Igna. That is crazy, isn't it? Huh? Then... That's right, Nana never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters. How do you know? It's quite simple. So she's going to give some info on this. Shoot. They were... Yeah, going inwards. We did see that. Again, I'm not saying that she's telling the truth now, but I'm just saying that we have to kind of look at this and be that's something to look at. Shoe prints were discovered in Igna's private quarters. Shoe prints that belong to Nana? That's right, Edgewood and I did see some shoe prints there. We did see that. Yeah, I remember noticing that, specifically they were coming inside, for sure. That is true. Now do you understand? Nana could not possibly have gone into the tomb, and that supposed third person at the crime scene is but a figment of your imagination. Again, she's actually terrifying in a way that she's so matter-of-fact and forceful about this stuff. we know she has so much power, so there is like a fear that comes along with everything she says. I feel like, you know, it is, because like you're wondering, like, is this gonna be the end? Does she have us here? You know, even though we know we're like, you know, hopefully gonna win in the end, there's still a fear that comes off going on that is pretty crazy. I do hate her though. Another glorious deduction. All hail the genius that his remnants queen got on. Bow down before a glory, witness lawyer. Man. Could those guys fanboy any harder? But is it really true? Did Nana not go into the tomb? Excuse me, bud. Phoenix? Phoenix? Very subtly just going, excuse me. Mr. Wright? Your benevolence. What time was it when the dog attacked Nana? I believe it was about 2:15 p.m. Okay, we have some concrete time. I see. Apollo, if Nana enters Igna private quarters around 2:15 p.m. and Igna came out racing around 2:30, that means they were together for 15 minutes? Paleface and screaming then... Wait, are we saying that he was screaming at something that Nana did? Maybe. That might explain his scream. Would the defense please share the theory regarding Justice Minister Igna's scream? Certainly, Your Majesty. Minister Igna screamed because he had a bad dream, he saw a ghost, he was attacked by Nana as the only one then. So that would... So for somehow, for some reason, Nana attacked Igna in the 15 minutes that she was there, which made him scared. So why would she do that though? Why? Maybe she was attacked by he was attacked by Nana. That would make the Justice Minister's private quarters the real scene of the crime. Objection! Does your idiocy know no bounds? The minister's body was found in the tomb. Or are you suggesting that the body was moved? I wonder if Apollo was going to suggest that maybe he was like stabbed there, but then the blood would be dripping all the way to the tomb, wouldn't it? I was thinking maybe he'd walk there. Do I think the minister was moved from his private quarters? I think the possibility is exists or does not exist. Will I say exists just to offer an opening? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all, because there's arguments for both, but does not exist also is like kind of like I'm leaning towards either or, because exists you get an opening, does not exist it kind of makes sense because there would be like a blood trail. So I guess we can try both anyway, because I'm not too sure on this either. We'll try both. Considering the fact that the body was found in the tomb, I'd say there is a possibility. What utter nonsense. Rafe had been watching the courtyard. That is true. Yet you would suggest that someone could have transported the body unnoticed? You have a point there. In that case, I'd say there's no way that the body was moved. Okay, so it didn't matter our choice, I guess? After all, there was an awful lot of blood in the tomb. I guess it's one of those situations... That's weird, because usually they'd make us choose the choice again, but we just went with the other choice. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it's, there's some other weird thing they're going to do here. I understand if a scream was in reaction to Nana's attack, but Igna died in the tomb. We need to explain how those two realities could coincide. How are we supposed to do that? Oh, maybe? Maybe where he was stabbed and where he died are two completely different... Because that's what I was thinking. He was stabbed there and then he died in there. But how would the blood only start spreading at that point? What if Dirk pulled the knife out of his back in haze? And he already had the knife in his back, and then the blood spread when they pulled the knife out. Because that's how it happens, right? Knives can keep the blood in. So what if you stabbed in the tomb, and then, or stabbed in his quarters, he ran to the tomb pale-faced and screaming, and then that's when the knife was pulled out of his back somehow. Or maybe he pulled the knife out himself. What do you mean? It's just, let's look at this simply as possible. I know that's just a movie thing, but maybe it's actually a real thing that I think you're supposed to keep the knife in, right? If the minister's body wasn't moved, he might have been stabbed by Nana in his private quarters, but then died in the tomb. I see. On the one hand, that seems plausible, but on the other, it seems decidedly implausible. Prosecutor Samedi, what is the fool blabbing about now? Is it a riddle from one of those fortune cookies Americans seem so fond of? And it's interesting that like Samedi became like almost like again docile in this trial. You barely even hear from him at all. It's been like nearly an hour of our playtime here, and he's not even said anything so far. Perhaps, but I believe he himself does not know what he means to say. In all likelihood, it was a poor attempt to confuse us. We should simply ignore him. Nayuta, please.
Objection!
Oh, quick objection. I wasn't finished yet, so hold off on the analysis, would you? Tell him, Apollo. The autopsy report never stated that Minister's death was instantaneous, so he could have conceivably moved from one place to another after being stabbed. Oh my, are you suggesting he ran all the way to the tomb with a knife sticking out of his back? That's my exact thought process. I think he pulled out the knife, or someone pulled out the knife after he got to the tomb, and that would end up killing him due to blood loss. Well, yes, that's the gist of it. In short, Minister Igna saw Nena with the knife, let out a scream, and when he turned his back to her to flee. Right, and that's when he was stabbed from behind. Yeah. So, we're saying that Nena stabbed him, for now anyway. He screamed, ran out, ran to the tomb, went to the tomb, and then my thought process is someone pulled out the knife, and then he bled out. Because that would happen, right? Well, Your Majesty, does my theory hold water?
Such insolence!
Again, this such insolence is crazy. How dare you bore me like this? Oh, the music stopped. Huh? You are a humorless moron spewing an endless stream of unamusing drivel. I wasn't trying to be funny, Your Eminence. When Apollo sweats is so adorable, like here, when he does that face, I mean. Prosecutor, lightening this ignorant clown in the lawyer's clothing. Your Eminence. Wait, that's enlightening us? That's enlightenment? Nayuta? You dull, slow-witted, putrid-minded lawyer. No, I'm gonna let this slide now because I know that you're in a very bad position too. The thing that's happening right now that upsets me so much is that, like, while I think this is like the best idea they could have had for a final trial, it's so chock full of like heaviness and emotions and fear as well when it comes to Quran. They've taken away our opportunity to have a full-on epic trial with Nayuta, and now we're just seeing him as this docile puppy who's doing whatever the queen says. And I think it's a really interesting way of doing it. The way it makes you hate Garan even more. Because we were like, here's the thing, I was looking forward to going up against Nayuta in some way. You know what I mean? Because he's a great lawyer in terms of like his efficiency. But we were robbed of that. And now here he is just giving like little small points in between every other section. I think it's intentional. I think it's an intentional way to dislike Garan even more. Perhaps you would be too stupid to notice if you had been stabbed in the back. Nayuta, you're not going to call Apollo stupid, I'm sorry. But a normal person would have noticed due to the excruciating pain. We're emphasizing the pain here. Now hold on! Oh, he's going to squeeze them loudly, teach you the meaning of pain. This ain't right. This isn't his first time happening to him, right? Nayuta's the point, normally most people would notice a dagger in their back. Yeah, I doubt someone can ignore pain like this. Are they talking about this? Because now I'm thinking of this. Sorry. Right? They keep mentioning pain. We have painkillers, right? They keep mentioning it. And we should always follow what they emphasize. They're emphasizing pain. They're talking about the painkillers 100%. Still, in this case, it's word normally that we should emphasize. Apollo, take a look at the court record. Right. There must be something that explains this. Exactly. It's the painkillers. 100%. There's a reason Igna didn't feel any pain. And the defense will submit evidence proving that. So what happened here then is that he got stabbed in the back, didn't notice he got stabbed in the back, and then went to the temple scared? Or maybe he just noticed later. Very well, present your evidence. Why did the Justice Minister Igna... why didn't Justice Minister Igna notice that he had been stabbed?
Take that!
Right? Huh. Those are my father's painkiller shots. The defense will explain the significance of this evidence. Minister Igna suffered from a terrible back pain, so he often injected himself with these. These must be very strong, because I think there are painkillers out there that are not legal. And there's different types of stuff you can use to ease the pain of like a stab wound. But I think it's actually like, you know, most... Because I find like with most painkillers, like they will work. But then there's also like a thing where like you know, if a pain is so strong, it will overpower the painkillers. You know what I mean? And in this case, like I think it'd have to. This is probably some really crazy stuff. This is probably some really crazy stuff. This is like 12 Solpadines in like one shot. We're told that one shot in the back would make all his pain go away. With this, it's easy to explain what happened. Don't tell me you didn't know about these, Your Eminence. You can't mean. Well, you didn't know about this stuff? Minister Igna was stabbed in his back close to where he usually injected the painkiller. Therefore, it's entirely possible that he hadn't noticed that he'd been stabbed. There you go. What's this? Look at us pointing over Phoenix's shoulder as well. Such a great shot. Then, I was just Justice Minister Igna really ran off with a knife protruding from his back. This is a crazy visual. It's such a crazy visual to even think about it that way. I am, Your Majesty. So then, when I saw my father, he had a knife sticking out of him. That is, again, this is going to play at Rafa's mind too. The last time she saw her dad was him being stabbed. You know what I mean? And with that cape of his, I couldn't see his back very well. Yes, the knife was there. It was just plunged so deep you didn't even notice it under the cape. Therefore, when you saw your father, he was already dead. Jesus Christ, what a way to put it, Apollo. I mean, we have to be realistic, I suppose, for the trial. Murdered by Nana in his private quarters. So we're just going with Nana, by the way. Nana's the prime suspect now. This is so difficult for Rafa that not only like having her father die and finding out that he was a horrible person, but also having Nana kill her father, who she thought was like someone who she trusted so much. And then she also has a mother who's absolutely evil. Nayuta can't truly give her any comfort. It's crazy. Holy Mother of Karain, are we dealing with a living dead here? Well, technically he wasn't dead yet. Yeah, of course. But he was like good as dead. I know it's hard to believe, but this is a plausible sequence of events. And once Mr. Igna arrived at the tomb, he could have removed the knife and dropped dead from his blood loss. Nana killed my father? There must be some mistake. The defense would like to call Nana to the stand. Do we know where she is?
Objection!
Oh, an objection right away. Do we know where she is? You seek to drag an innocent old woman to the stand with no proof whatsoever. We have proof that she was the last person to see Igna before he entered that tomb. We have proof that you tried to hide that she was seen as well. That's what I'm going with. Well, there's no real proof, but... Okay, here's where I think there's proof. He ran screaming from the room. The only person who could have been in the room at the time, and she admitted he was in the room, was Nana. At the very least, we need to see why he was screaming and run away from the room. At the very, very least. Right? At the very, very least. In my opinion. What a tangled web of expedient lies you weave. I can no longer tell fact from fiction. This is what's playing on her mind. Her whole world has been turned upside down. Everything that she thought was true is not true. This has to be so freaking difficult. Who or what shall I believe in now? I'm sorry, Rafa. All I've done is confuse you. It's true. That's what has happened, right? But I have a sneaking suspicion Nana's involved in this case one way or another, and that's what's like, gonna hurt the most as well, is like another person that she thought she trusted, Just when I thought we'd blow this case wide open. Well, there's no turning back now. You fool of a lawyer. I know why you're so desperate to prove the accused innocent. You do? He's gonna say it's because of our father? Yes, because he faces public execution if proven guilty. True. I mean, yeah, we're trying to not die. As shall you under the stipulations of the Defense Culpability Act. I think it's very, very awful and ridiculous to even say this type of stuff. It's like, okay, true, we're trying not to die. That's the implications you put in place. I think it's so, she frustrates you so much because, that's so stupid. Oh, I know why you're defending this so aggressively, because you'll die. Yes, they're your laws you put in place. You and Igna put these laws in place. That's legitimately saying, you know what it actually is? It's like saying this, right? Right now I'm gonna dangle your father over a cliff, right? And you have to learn a full choreo of a BTS song by 5 o'clock. And at 2 p.m. going like this. Huh, I know why you're so aggressively learning that dance. It's because your dad's gonna die. It's like, yeah, you made those rules. Like, of course. You made those rules. From the moment you accepted this case, you have had no choice but to fight for your life. Yes. I know she's saying that we're desperately trying to find anything. But yes, you made those rules. No, the simple fact is I've always believed that Dirk is innocent. That too, I want to make that clear. Yeah, I know he does believe he's innocent too, and we believe he's innocent also. But I'm saying there's no denying that, like, yes, we're trying not to die. You made those rules. But yeah, we do believe Dirk is innocent. You still cling to your pretense? Very well, I shall offer you a bargain. If you admit that the accused is guilty right here, right now, I shall overlook your crime of abetting him and you will not be subject to execution. Big offer, by the way. And this is what I'll say to this, right? This is huge. Because this proves we've struck something. This proves we've hit something. This proves that we are on some sort of lead in some way. Because why would she, of all people, offer us a way for Phoenix to survive, for us to survive, for Athena to survive, all of a sudden when all this time she was talking about taking our heads? It's because we are on the right track. Is this some sort of joke? Far from it. As queen, I have the power to grant pardons, even to criminals like you. And with the wave of my hand, I can even reduce the severity of a sentence. Perhaps even for Dirk. She's saying that she's going to send Dirk to prison instead or something, right? She wasn't kidding when she said that she's the law here. But this means that we've gotten something. This is like, this is legitimately like any type of situation where, like, you know, when you're like, you know, when you see that thing where people barter with people about, like, you know, different things they can buy off people, like, hey, do you want to buy this laptop? It's an old laptop for $400. And you go, it's not really worth $400. And they go, it is worth $400. It's like, okay, that's fine, I'll leave it. Okay, $350. You know what I mean? That shows that, like, yeah, they have they know you have them in some way. Now, it doesn't show that we've won, but I think she probably sees that there is, like, openings we're finding, or else she wouldn't offer this. But to flaunt that power in her faces like that, that's just wrong. Forget all that has transpired in our kingdom and return to your own country, beast. That's what she wants more than anything. She wants Phoenix, Athena, and Apollo out of here because we have caused so much of a ruckus. Well, will you abandon your defense of the accused and accept my generous offer? No way. If I don't take this deal, we'll be executed along with Dirk if he's found guilty. This has always been the case. I didn't even know what the second option said. I don't even know what it said. I saw continued defense and I said, let's go. I didn't even know what the second option said. We're not doing that. Nice try, Graham. It looks like you don't know what justice is made of. There's so multiple different meanings. We don't kowtow to a threat like yours, Your Eminence. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I can't back down now. Phoenix is gonna love this. Are you kidding me? I don't want to drag you into this, so don't worry. I'm with you, Apollo, to the bitter end if needs be. This is what I'm talking about. He wasn't gonna abandon you, of all people. He's taught you that this is the way it is. And while I can't say I'm used to it, this isn't exactly my first rodeo. You're talking to the man who literally put his life on the line for a 9-year-old he just met. Which most people probably would, but no, I don't think most people would. Would you guys agree? I don't think most people would put their life on the line for a 9-year-old that just met. They would try to defend a 9-year-old and back up a 9-year-old. If anyone saw like a 9-year-old getting hurt or something, they would try to do something. But you're talking about defending them in court on the option that you could die. Like, Phoenix stopped. Well, in fairness, I think he learned about the Culpability Act after it, right? But still, he kept going with the trial. And he kept fighting tooth and nail, 100%. You're talking to the man that would do this for people. I'm not saying people are evil, by the way, wouldn't do this. There we go. But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. They were trying to kill this 9-year-old. It's so crazy. This poor little 9-year-old. Even knowing that you still want to defend me, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. I know what happened in the past. But it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence. Like, this is why it's Phoenix. This is him. This is who he is. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, when I say not everyone would do this, like, let's just be honest. Most people, I'm not blaming them. People would be terrified, right? But this is the type of person Phoenix is. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm saying most people would let a 9-year-old just die. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't put my life on the line for for any kid. You know what I mean? Like, it would be very difficult. You know, it'd be very difficult to ever like sleep again. You know, but I don't think 100% of people would do this. I don't think they would. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. So keep on fighting, Apollo. You hear no objections from me. You nincompoops. You'll die if you lose this case. Why would you entertain the notion of continuing? It's interesting that Rafe is like trying to appeal to us as well. She doesn't want us to die. When before she thought death was like this really like important thing. Remember, she was happy to put us to death because she was like, this is the better thing for you afterwards. You can repent in the afterlife. But now she's changed to, I don't want you to die. Why would you do this? I believe that Dirk is innocent. That's why. Big change from Rafa. Even though she still has that hard exterior, she's definitely showcasing that she has a different feeling about us now 100%. And besides, trials exist to give the truth and a chance to get out in the open. You can't give up just because you're afraid of some punishment. 110%. I love that. Even if that punishment is death? Does that not frighten you, Hornhead? What a question. And especially with her face being so shocked. Because Rafa's always been inquisitive. She's always been someone who's been... And it's so sad that someone's so open to asking these questions and to wanting to learn more about people and seeing... And when she sees a different perspective from Apollo and Phoenix, she's always been so interested in them and what they say and what Phoenix has been saying. It's so sad that someone so inquisitive was born in a country that doesn't let you be inquisitive. You know what I mean? It's so sad. Who wouldn't be scared? I mean, just thinking about it. And this relates also to Rafa's fears as well. Makes me weak in the knees, to be honest. But as a lawyer, I have a duty to protect my client. I can't just abandon that. And that also plays on the idea of, like, again, if Rafa sees this, and everyone sees this, even in the face of death, this lawyer is saying, and he got a beautiful offer. It's an amazing offer. If you think about it, it's Dirk goes to prison for less time, or for a bit of time, but he's going to die in prison, which is not what we want because he's sick. And everyone who is abetted, quote unquote, helped him, will not die and be able to go home. This is one of the best offers you could ever get. It's an incredible offer. But the fact that he disagreed with this shows his conviction. How could anyone look at him in any bad light ever again, or look at a lawyer in a bad way? At least, like in this case, like an amazing thing to showcase here. What you think of that, Rafa? A duty you're willing to die for? She's so taken back by this because, again, she doesn't see this type of conviction here in Karain ever. It's only from Phoenix and Apollo, and yet Duty is a heavy burden, all right. Rafa looks like he's really struggling. Of course, because it relates to her courage as well. It relates to her standing up to her mother. It relates to her finally accepting the truth. All the stuff that takes courage, you know. And her duty is to the people, and she's trying to struggle that in her mind too, versus her duty to her, what she feels like is a duty to her mother, or fear of her mother, versus her duty to the people, which she before tried to stand up to before her mother pressed it back down. This is it. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule the kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy and what is true and what is false. Love this. Love this. Yes, she's a duty to her people. She's going to have to decide what is actually true and what's false. Wade through the lies. She's a duty. And Maya laid this out. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. It's so freaking good. What is her duty? What is your duty? I wonder if I'm even up to the task. Again, as I said, Rafa asking these questions means she's more up to the task than anyone else. Really, really great stuff they're doing here. But it's no surprise. Considering the torrent of painful truths she had to face, I genuinely adore that they're using the conviction of a lawyer like Phoenix and Apollo. And they're determinists to wade through lies and to fight against lies. They're using that as a parallel to Rafa's inner turmoil with her duty, our duty as lawyers versus what her duty to the people and her duty to find the truth versus the lies, to determine what the world will be. It's so incredible to me the way they parallel this. It's amazing. She's really struggling. Very well then. If the defense is prepared to face the death sentence under the Defense Culpability Act, then I see no reason not to continue the proceedings. But I must admit, I see no grounds for doubting the accused's guilt. So he's saying that right now there's no doubt that he's guilty. Unless the defense has further evidence that would indicate a different suspect. Do we have anything like that? Well, lawyer, do you have any new evidence you would care to present? Do we? I don't think we do. What would... And this only mentions Nana, Dirk. Yeah, we don't have anything. I don't think we have anything. Or shall I have the executioner start his preparations? If she thinks I can't do this, she's got another thing coming. Apollo, I love the enthusiasm. Keep that enthusiasm, please. But first, I have some serious thinking to do. Oh, this music. This music. I'd say the new evidence indicating a different suspect exists or does not exist. I don't think it exists. I think this is one of those times where, like, instead of going for an opening here, I might just go for this here because, like... Because before I've gone with, like, tried to just go for an opening and it's been wrong. This time I'm going to go with my gut. I can't see anything right now. Right? Such evidence does not exist. Just as I thought. I was hoping you presented meaningless evidence to allow me to claim your head. Glad I didn't walk head first into that one then. So, what now, Apollo? Yeah, that's the question. Because again, this is definitely the right answer, it seems. But, like, it's like, what is... But then again, the other one didn't seem like there was a wrong or right answer at all, so... Well, unless we can prove that Nana killed Igna, this trial is over. And so are we. Isn't there still a way to get the proof we need? In what way? Even without evidence? In what way? You know, a key means of obtaining testimony here in Crane? The divination seance. Oh. Are you actually suggesting yeah, and again, I know Phoenix is doing this because he has to. We have to get something. It certainly won't be easy, but it's worth a try. Jesus, man. Your Majesty, a crucial step in uncovering the truth behind this case is yet to be taken in the trial, but I'm positive I can back up our claim with this one step. You mean you'll be able to prove that Nana killed Justice Minister Igna? And just how do you propose to do that? With the help of a certain someone. Oh, it's gonna be really tough. This is gonna be rough on Rafa. You need help? From someone? This, it's actually, I actually think that in this whole entire game, I think Rafa is the strongest character in terms of an arc. Like, it's crazy how, like, we've always, like, kind of, like, acknowledged that she clearly was too young to be here, but we've grown to care about her, I feel like, that way. And I feel that from you guys, too, by the way. I think you guys are feeling that, too, and I love that. I love that my audience, feels that way, too. Well, I can't imagine who it could be. But I suppose I must ask. Whose help do you need to uncover the truth? It's Rafa, isn't it? Yeah, it's Rafa. This is gonna be really tough.
Take that!
But that is... we have to adopt her after this. We have to. Here in Korean, legal proceedings include the viewing of the victim's final moments. But that requires your benevolence's help. Such information is just as vital as any other piece of inclusive evidence. If you're right about this, Rafa's power should enable her to see the very moment Nana stabbed Igna. It'll be hard to watch your father's murder. It'd be devastating. But it's the only way to uncover the truth. See, I thought she saw it already, but I think it was one of the things maybe she just couldn't see it because she was so devastated. Your benevolence, we need you and your power. This is going to be so hard. You need me? Whoa. Do you think there's significance to this one line, you need me? Do you think it goes along with the duty that she feels? The feeling of her mother acting like she's useless?
Objection!
No, don't even try. Wretched simpleton, do you not see what ensued in the previous attempt? That was your fault. And here's the difference, right? I hope there's a difference here. As I said, There's a big difference between your mother forcing you to do this and being like, do it right now this second, you're useless and all this stuff, and like being very aggressive towards it. But I genuinely hope that in some way she'll feel it's a different situation coming from Apollo and Phoenix. Because what she has felt so far in this game from Phoenix, at the very least, is support that she's never felt at home. You only succeed in wasting more time, or is it your goal to make her collapse again? That was your goal before, and you blamed her afterwards, you goddamn sick freak.
Objection!
You're not even a good freak. You're a sick one. The princess said she was prepared earlier. Besides, it's her duty as the royal priestess. I'd say it's all to her now. That thing, it should be her choice still. It should be her choice. Am I prepared? Prepared to fulfill my duty? I'll go whatever you feel, Rafa. Whatever you feel is what we'll do. Isn't a divination seance required at all trials anyway? If so, I imagine there'd be a problem with handing down a verdict without one. Legally, yes. But again, I don't care about the legal ramifications of it. It's up to her. I don't care about that. Indeed, it would be problematic. Under Kearney's law, a seance must be conducted before the verdict can be rendered.
Such insolence!
What's she gonna say? Must you try my patience so? If I must dispense with that vexing law, then dispense with it I shall. Dispensing with a law like that is disgusting. I'm not saying that by the way, it should be dispensed with. The seance should be dispensed with because it's a law that like has led to a lot of people going to prison. But I'm saying that like being able to change a law on the fly just because you want to is disgusting. That's what I'm saying. Huh? As ruling sovereign of Crane, I proclaim the following. She's just doing it like that? She changed it with her nail. This music as well. Henceforth, the seance shall be optional? She changed the law right in front of us. If I'm at home watching this, I'm like, that's terrifying. That she can do that just now in that moment. What? She's the power to do that? The fact that because the thing is like, what does this say to the people of Korean? This thing that was so important to our culture this whole time now doesn't matter. She wrote a law with a flourish of her hand. That's how powerful she is. That's how much power is in her hands. Hold it. Rafa. Mother. Oh my god, I do not wish for the trial to end like this, Rafa! Standing up to her mother like this, it's as if the defense said, I must not neglect my duty simply because I'm afraid. Rafa, that is so brave. That is so brave. Because how immense is that? How amazing is that? I have chills. The queen goes, it's optional, thinking that Rafa will go, oh, it's optional, I'll stop doing it then. No, Rafa doesn't think her duty is to the queen or the queen's laws. She sees it as her duty to the truth and to the people. And look at her determination. This is going to be so hard on her, but I'm so proud of her. I shall go through with it this time. I will conduct the seance once more. I'm so proud of her. This is so great because what this showcases is, it's not because she has to do it or she's supposed to do it. She's doing it even in defiance of her mother right now. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her.
Such insolence!
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Rafa, do not be fooled by his loyalty guile. Phoenix has been the only parental figure she's had in her whole life. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe Nana, but Nana might be bad too. You're not prepared to witness your father's death. But Hornhead needs my... Oh... You see what I mean? She has this tough exterior, but like she genuinely has grown warm to like Phoenix and his pals. Brave did not tell me earlier. Did not tell me you were prepared. But despite your grandiose posturing, you collapsed in the most piteous fashion. You know why she freaking collapsed? Because you keep saying stuff like this. This is like the pair. And again, I want to make clear, it is difficult. It's so difficult about what happened. Doing this is so hard and it's so horrible. But this is the same thing as when, you know, when like a kid is nervous to go to like a party and the parent who's like overbearing, really protective will go, are you sure you're able to do this? And they ask every hour, are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? Remember last time we went to a party? Remember you cried and you came home? Are you sure about this? Honey, are you sure? Are you sure? Honey, are you sure? Like, I just remember last time I had to pick you up at 1 a.m. It was really tough. What you put in your child's head in that moment? Fear. I shouldn't do it then. Rather than being like, look, if you need to come home at 1 a.m., that's fine. That's fine. But Just have fun, right? Just know there's an option, right? Her mother is evil. Look at her. How can you look at your daughter and not want to just care about her? Even worse, you have erred in your insights of late. No, you know what? Actually, going against you is actually a great insight. For has not the bobbed head one there overturned them more than once? What, her insights? See, now she's calling on the fact that she was wrong in her seances. No, she hasn't. We haven't overturned. I want to make this clear, Garan. You are so wrong. Rafa helped solve those crimes. Whether she sees it that way or not, we worked with the seances and interpreted them the right way. Just because the insights don't go with what you want doesn't mean they're wrong. Rafa, you helped solve those crimes. Oh. Rafa, don't listen to this evil woman. You got to be trusted to keep your word. No, you can reveal your truth to your... Can we just, like... Can Maya come in and just, like, judo throw this woman? So I say to you, be gone. No, do not talk to your daughter this way. Ever. She is so dirt. This scared sacred hall of justice has no need for such a The only worthless person here is you. You are a detriment to your country and a detriment to your people. You are the most worthless human being who has ever lived. Do never talk about Rafa that way again, I swear to God. Rafa, don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. Do not listen to her. You solved crimes with us. You've done that. You did that yourself. Wow, how can she say that to her own daughter? Apollo, if I'm being completely honest with you, I know it's difficult. I would literally shout back at her right now. I know we would just be told to shut up. Rafa, don't listen to her. So what, do you think me worthless?
Objection!
Please. Her benevolence says she can do it, doesn't she? So I don't see why you have to condemn her before she's even made the attempt. I would bring up the fact to Rafa that, like, just because she interpreted her seance wrong doesn't mean that the seance was wrong. Those seances helped us solve the crimes. Very well, Horned Devil. If you are so bent on having a seance, I shall give my consent. Really? However, should Rafa fail once more, you two and the accused shall be executed on this. It's so crazy how she does it. She's using this to freaking get us dead quicker. She saw an opening. She's so evil. She's such a good villain, but she's so evil. Because not only does this put the pressure on us, but this puts pressure more on Rafa. Come again? She's so evil. This is proving to be far more entertaining than I anticipated. She's using her daughter in this as a piece of a chess piece. Well, lawyer, what say you? Will you wager your life and call on Rafa to perform the divination seance? Beforehand, can I say this? Beforehand, letting her go home and rest was the right idea. I genuinely think calling on Rafa now is the right idea. You know why? Well, this is all of them. Look, all of them are up for grabs here. The reason why this is the right idea is because this is the moment where Rafa is now going to stand up to her mother. This is the moment where she's going to prove that she's not worthless. And here's the thing, she doesn't need to prove anything to her annoying evil mother, but I want her to be able to be like F you to her mother. And it's not just an F you, by the way. Rafa became determined to do this, not because, again, it's going to be so difficult, it's going to be so disgusting, it's going to be so hard for her to do this, and she shouldn't have to do this in the first place, right? But Rafa's determination is so powerful to me as well. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. And to have someone believe in her as well. I don't think you're wordless, your benevolence, far from it. In fact, Apollo, yes, thank you. Thank you. Because she's not. If you say you can do it. Did I believe in you? Oh my god. Oh, I'm getting chills. Hornhead, I don't understand. She probably never hears this ever. If I fail, you be put to death. That's how much faith he's putting in you. That's how much faith. Oh my god, guys, I have chills. That's how much faith he is putting in you, Rafa. He believes in you. I know you collapsed during your previous attempt. Oh, Rafa. Oh, she slapped herself off the ground as well. Apollo believing her means so much to me. I can't imagine how terrible it must have been for you. Awful. But despite that, you're willing to try again. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. This is such a turning point for Rafa. I have faith in that conviction, in that courage. Oh my freaking god. Oh my freaking god. This is amazing. This is what I wanted so badly in this story. Rafa having someone believe in her, having figures in her life that actually care about her. With this music in the background, this is so beautiful. My courage, it's there, Rafa. Holy hell. So she was doomed to fail. She didn't have the courage to perform the seance. But look, she's got the determination to try again, 110%. Guys, my heart is like, it's pounding in a good way. It's like, I'm so happy for that. I'm so happy that Apollo did this. I have chills because it's so beautiful. Apollo turning this around. Beforehand, doing the seance was something that was an abuse from her mother. I said the word. You're just probably going to pick it up. But now, it's a confidence that Phoenix has in her. And it's the first time in her life that someone has probably said this to her. That I believe in you. That you can do this. And it's so freaking beautiful. And that's a bet I'm willing to take. Like, again, it's how Dirk is putting his, again, the parallels. Dirk is putting his life in our hands. And we're putting our life in Rafa's hands. It gives her, again, it's a pressure, but it's faith. It's letting her in on the faith, while her mother is excluding her from being part of an actual family. In a way, this is Phoenix and Apollo letting her in on this whole thing that they're doing. We're all having faith in each other, and we have faith in you. It is, the mother said, I've erred in my insights as of late. No, all your insights were true. It's just that we interpret them different ways. Not only have I failed to reveal the truth, I've also contributed to the false accusations. Don't say this. Here's the thing, you were clouded. Your mind was clouded. We saw this. But guess what? You, even if you didn't think about it at the time, you solved so many cases with us. Knowing that, can you still say that you believe in me? She is begging for someone to believe in her. She's craving a parental figure. Right? Someone to look after her. Someone to just like, to believe in her. Like, Jesus freaking Christ, man. Who would have thought for this poor gal, I'm sorry I'm getting a bit emotional, that it would take a freaking lawyer, some lawyers from a different country coming over here for her to finally be appreciated and to have the base level of respect that you should have as a kid. From your family. In this, and I think of Phoenix like letting her annoy him. I think of like, even Apollo, this belief he has in her, and Phoenix taking, allowing her to come on all those journeys, and her being so inquisitive, and her and she loved being with Phoenix. She did, right? All those things, and it's like it took literally a lawyer from another country arriving here for Rafa to finally have a goddamn true person she could look up to in this world. And people she could look up to. And shame on Gran. I hope she perishes. I do not give a damn about her. I don't care what happens to her.
Objection!
Objection? I wouldn't take stock in those words, your benevolence. Despite what your mother says, I don't think you've made any errors at all. Huh? In the trials I've been part of here in Crane, I would have never proven my client's innocence without just saying yes. 100%. Because even though they didn't always reflect the absolute truth, the insight they provided served as a vital leads to finding the truth. Vital lead might say, yes, 100%. Like, we said this before, Rafa, your seances are a vital part of the trials, just not the way you saw them as. So please, your benevolence, try to perform the divination seance one more time. Oh my god. That's her new family. I don't care what anyone says. That's her new family.
Objection!
Shut up. Rafa, stop this madness. It is for your own good. You wouldn't know Rafa's own good if it literally smacked you across the face. You wouldn't know it. You would not know it. You were ill-prepared to face your father's death. That's what you think, because you want her to be docile. You want her to... And again, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. But it's something that she... God, I went from being so, like, freaking emotional to being freaking angry again. I hate this woman so much. I hate her. Go, leave this sacred hall at once. No. What did you say? Oh, I said no, mother. Oh my God, Rafa. We've been waiting for this for so long. Look at her eyes. For I am the royal priestess of Karain. I have no need for you. You're not who she's needed. It's the people is who she works for. That's her position. Not you. Even if you don't need me, mother. Hornhead and this Hall of Justice do. Someone actually needs her. Someone wants her there. Someone believes in her. This whole time her mother's been disregarding her. And this whole journey we've had, and even if we did see it at the time because we saw the change, but like she's been accepted so many times into our little party, you know what I mean? When she wasn't accepted in her own freaking home. He proved that to me by risking his own life. It is because of him that I now understand. The divination seance is my sacred duty, and I must fulfill it no matter the risk, Rafa. Oh my God. That's the moment I've been waiting for this whole entire game. I've been waiting for that moment since we first got a feel for who Rafa was. We've been playing this game for nearly 60 hours. I would say 60 hours, and we've been waiting for that moment. Mother taught me the divination seance was a mirror reflecting naught but the truth. But I began to have my doubts after Barb had disapproved the insights it offered. And now I don't even know who or what to trust anymore. Father, mother, even Nana, I had believed in them above all others. Yeah, of course. But I finally know now. I know in what I can trust. The royal priestess must debate each seance with the presiding lawyers and prosecutor. So that can be interpreted properly. This is so, like, this also means so much to me because this is like what Phoenix said, like, is the best way to go about it, is to interpret it properly. He said there's just a wrong interpretation sometimes. She learns so much from Phoenix, it's crazy. That's how I believe trials where in Karain should function. She's amazing. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. Therefore, the Hall of Justice needs me. It is my power that leads the trials towards the truth. That is my sacred duty. And I will never shirk from it. Oh, the side smile! We're getting a side smile from Raven, but this time it's not her pretending. I feel like this is the first time this is the real, like, I'm determined, you know, because beforehand I feel like it's always like her trying to pretend she's, like, acting cool. I think it's her being cool, you know what I mean? That's right, you're there. That right there, your benevolence, is the product of what you've learned in your struggle so far. The truth that you realize with your own strength. As my sacred duty, I must ensure that it is fulfilled. I must have her courage and resolve to see it through. Your Eminence, the royal priestess says she will conduct the divination seance. She has learned so much for these guys. Like, she's done such a good job of this. I see no grounds for you to forbid it. Unless, of course, you are worried that it might reveal something you find inconvenient. Look at this determined gal. Mother! I'm done letting you have your way, Rafa! I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. You would actually rebel against me, your mother and queen. Though I am scared to see my father's death, I must face my fear. That is what Hornhead here taught me today. I'm dying, dude. I can't. I'm dying, Rafa.
I am the royal priestess Rafa
Rafa.
Padma Kurain.
She took off her own
And
jacket.
I am prepared to face my father's death.
Look at her. Oh my god, your eminence. She took off her own coat. She took off her own cape. It seems the princess is more grown up than you thought. Rafa. Well then, let's proceed with the divination seance. I hope you guys understand me ending this here, because I need to calm down before we get into whatever information is coming up now, because this was such an amazing sequence. I might actually just like well, I'll talk to you guys for a second, but then I might take a second just so I can calm down a bit and talk with you guys. Just to say why this is so important to me. We've seen the seeds for change since the beginning of this game. And Rafa's character has not been given a fair shot at life at all. At all. But through Apollo believing in her, right? Through Apollo believing in her and putting his life in her hands. Through Maya legitimately pressing back on her and actually for the first time in her life, like giving her like a real truth talk at one point. Through Phoenix always letting her hang out with him and, you know, always trying to put her first in these situations, even at his own, like, you know, peace, you know. These situations, through the divination seance and trying to understand the value of the seance, and through Phoenix helping her understand the value of the seance and Apollo helping her understand it. Through all of this, Rafa has finally found people that are more like her family than her actual family. It took lawyers coming from a different country for her to finally find people that cared about her and believed in her. And through that, to her own strength, she has found a way to stand up to her mother. And it was so beautiful. The big moment there of her taking off her own coat, it's huge. I'll be a few seconds, guys, and I'll be back in a second, okay? This was a very important episode, and I think this was Rafa's big episode. I think a lot of stuff happened in this episode in terms of like the queen throwing her weight around and trying to kind of like make this trial, you know, go in her fashion once again, even at one point offering us a way to get out of this. Because that's the thing, the queen is throwing around her power because that's what she's used to. She's for 23 years, she's basically had no opposition to her laws. And now she's trying to use every trick in the book. But the problem is she's up against Apollo and Phoenix, who are two characters who don't take bribes. You know what I mean? They don't take that stuff. And so she's met up with a brick wall, basically. Because, you know, we started to realize something in this trial that, like, there's a possibility that Naina could have done something here, but there's also a possibility that he could have been stabbed before the tomb and all this stuff as well. And that, to me, is, like, a big deal. Because that proves that at some point someone might have pulled a knife out of his back, and it proves that at some point Dirk might not have been the killer. All that stuff is, like, the new information we have about the idea of what happened here. But it's actually kind of changed, you know, the perspective, I think, of, was it the queen herself? Because I think the queen sees there is some opening in this. There is something that can come out of this. The idea that he, like, if we can somehow tell that, you know, someone else, you know, killed him or stabbed him beforehand, that exonerates Dirk completely of this crime. And of course, you still have to do the stuff with Amara, but still, it's one of the things that we have to, like, do the stuff with Igna as well. That was a huge part of the trial, but I think we're going to have to say the biggest part of the trial was the stuff with Rafa. It was the moment we've been waiting for. It was huge. Standing up to her mother was such a big thing because her mother is absolutely horrific to her. Insulting her appearance, insulting her intelligence, acting like she's useless, trying to keep her useless. And this is, as I said the word before, but you know what I'm talking about. This is a form of that thing I said before. And it is horrific. It is horrible. And what I'm saying is what she's trying to do here, and it's very clear and it's horrific, is she's trying to keep her daughter down as much as possible so that she will always depend on her mother and the regime, and she will always have to listen to her mother and the regime. Because it's one of those situations where it's like, if I can deem you to be useless, and this is something that people do in couples as well, where they try to make their, again, it's horrific, it's horrible, trying to make their partner feel useless so they'll need them. In this case, Rafa, however, was able to stand up to her mother because she was finally believed in. All the horrible stuff her mother said, all the stuff she tried to do here. And you could even see, it can't be overstated how disgusting it is that when she was willing to do a seance to see her father's death, she was finding the strength to do that, which is horrible anyway. Like, it's so powerful that she's able to do this. Then the queen starts berating her, saying she's not ready. And it is, as I said, it's that analogy I use of like the kid that wants to go to the party or wants to go to sleepover, you know. Now, last time I had to pick you up at 1 a.m., you know, oh, you really want to do that? And it's like, it's trying to convince, it's putting doubt in your kid's mind. And what it will eventually do is it will make them not want to do anything and not want to take any risks and not want to try anything because they're scared of what the consequences will be afterwards. Oh, I don't want to go hang out with my friends on the weekend because I'm worried that like I might get like sick and my dad might have to pick me up, you know, that type of thing. In this case, it's a much more severe thing where it's like the queen let her go and probably knew she was not going to be able to do the seance earlier because, again, she doesn't care about her daughter whatsoever. She was willing to put her daughter through emotional turmoil before she even saw her father's death, in order to stop her in her tracks so that she couldn't be used in this trial past what she needed her for, which was the testimony in this trial as well. And look what happens. And this is why she's so horrible. As soon as Rafa started to do something that was against her, I have no longer need for you. Get out of here. I don't need you. But what Rafa said in this trial is so important. Barbed Head and Hornhead need me. And this Hall of Justice needs me. Standing up to her mother. And the big thing, as I said it there just previously, the reason why this is so massive is because you see it in Rafa's face. Rafa was questioning, am I needed? You actually do need me. You know? Like, for real. Why are you putting your life on the line for me? She was watching the convictions. What started really turning it was when Apollo and Phoenix agreed to still stand up for Dirk. Because she was like, you'll stand up for them? And then they made this claim that if the seance fails, you'll die. And Apollo's like, yeah, let's do it. And in that moment as well, Rafa's like, this dude trusts me enough to put his life in my hands. And again, as I said, it lets her in on the whole thing we do. It lets her in on the Wright Anything Agency. She became an honorary member of the Wright Anything Agency. We put our faith in each other. We put our faith in our clients. She became part of the Wright Anything Agency in that moment. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, it's no matter what, it's one of the most harrowing ways they've portrayed a mother-daughter relationship I've ever seen, like a video game, just because it doesn't, because I think one of the things, like, you know, you might look to like a story where like there's actual physical stuff happening, which is absolutely horrific. But I think that, you know, it's not talked about enough how like parents can do this to their child on subtle levels that you don't even, because again, what usually happens is this, and we're more aware of it now, but back in the day it wasn't this way. As I said, that stuff that she said, Rafa doesn't look as good as the girl on the TV, right? What usually happens with mothers like this, or fathers like this, or whoever says it, you shouldn't say this, by the way, it's absolutely horrible, but what usually happens is, if you call them out for that, what did they say? I brought you into this world. I raised you. It's just a joke. It's just a comment. You're getting so upset over a comment, trying to diminish it as much as possible, right? Because the only way that they can survive through a situation like this is to diminish other people's feelings while still jabbing as much as they can. And that's what happened here with poor Rafa here and her absolutely horrific mother. The horrible comments she was saying. But in the end, Rafa did say no and say she's sick of her mother. She stood up to her mother. And she referenced how Phoenix and Apollo really helped her. And of course, I think Maya as well. As I said, those moments were so important to her. Maya telling her exactly what she's going to have to do in the future, not sugarcoating it, telling her what she's going to have to do. Phoenix letting her join the crew and coming around with them. And again, she was so happy. You can say what you want. She was angry at sometimes, but you can't deny that she was so happy being with Phoenix, and she was so inquisitive, and she was having a good time finally. And Phoenix actually let her be a kid, you know? And then Apollo, in this sense, putting his life in her hands as well. She has a whole different view of lawyers now. Everything's changed. And legitimately, like, it's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing to see this change in her. And she fully stood up to her mother. She told her mother basically to F off before she did this divination seance. She was not having any of that with her mother. And I'm so proud of her. I cried my eyes out in those moments because this has been built up for 60 hours. This has been built up for so long. We have felt every moment of this. We have felt in our heart, and it's been something that has been so important. So it's not surprising to me that I cried. It's not surprising because I've been waiting for this moment. And I think as well, it's so important to me that like Rafa found her own strength in the end. Because whilst like, because whilst we helped her along with the stuff, like say like proving that the divination seance wasn't a bad thing that she did, because she still thinks like, oh, I did bad by failing. No, it's not failing. We found out the truth because of your divination seances. But it should be a tool that's used to help out and find out the real truth interpretation. And she realized that in the end, she used Phoenix's own words to describe what she was going to do. And then she took her own cape off. She didn't ask Phoenix to do it. She didn't ask Nana to do it. She took her own cape off and extended her hand out and declared her determination to the audience. If Queen Garan is no longer queen after this, and it makes Rafa the queen, right? Which is probably what could happen. Can I say this? She has proven today that Karain will be in fantastic hands, 110%. It's just a beautiful story. It's absolutely a beautiful story, a beautiful way she stood up to her mother. I was waiting for this moment, and I'm glad it came, and I'm satisfied. I'm so satisfied because it's not, her character arc's not over, by the way. We still have more Rafa to go, but I love that Phoenix and Apollo stood up for her. I love that she stood up for herself. I love that she slowly realized, oh my God, someone's putting their faith in me. Even the thing of like, you need me, right? Someone needing her, feeling that duty, the idea of duty. What is the lawyer's duty? What's my duty? I have my duties to the court, the people, and now to Hornhead. The fact that she referenced Apollo like, he needs me. Someone needs me. She finally has a true freaking family. And it's the right anything agency. You know what I mean? Finally. And obviously, like, and I want to say with Gran, F her. She's absolutely horrible.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on this episode, guys. I really think it's just like one of the most beautiful moments ever. And I am so happy and satisfied with what happened. Because again, some games kind of make it fall flat on their heads. But the way they did this in summary is just parallel. The duty of a lawyer, the duty of Rafa, the love and care that the lawyers have for the clients, Rafa realizing that care is extended to her as well, and that she should also extend that care to her people. Rafa feeling that determination and realizing that what she did wrong, what she thinks she did wrong, was actually right, and also at the same time doing that Apollo and Phoenix pushing that idea as well. Can I say as well, something as well that her mother did too that's really horrible is making her feel like she did wrong with her seances. You failed, you've been lying, you've been wrong. Again, horrible parents do this too. And it happens sometimes when eventually the kid leaves the home and like finds a new life, and maybe they find a partner, and then they go, oh yeah, I shouldn't do that, that's wrong. And their partner goes, wait, what? It's like, yeah, I shouldn't do that, that's wrong. It's like, that, wait, how's that wrong? And here this happened in this moment where Phoenix is like, Rafa, that's not wrong. You did your job, you know? But her mother was trying to make her feel bad. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to see these videos early, you can see for on Patreon or YouTube memberships for €1 or €1 or $1.50. If you want your name in the credits right now, as you see it roll scrolling by, you can get it for €10 or $12, I think. And then you can get the €15 one on Patreon for your name being read out, which is what I'm about to do right now this second. Would you believe I'm about to read out some names? And I love reading out the names. And those names are Ty Fire 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Ike Kasparian, Jared Beenham, Neil Sharite, at the highest tier of my YouTube, Royal Gamer 7, Blasco, and Lusanagi. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.